better team to play against this year, So it's a little different because you look at some of the teams that they played, you look at Idaho, you look at Sac State, Nevada hasn't had a great year. And you say, these are teams that maybe they should beat or whatever the case might be, but, they're playing teams, though, that are coming and giving them a good look. And they really almost beat Nevada, and it shows that they're very, very capable of playing good basketball.
That's San Jose State assistant coach Chris Brazelton. More on the pregame show when we come back. Starting lineups and the opening tip from the event center. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports. Hey, let's make this a 2-minute break, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, for 17 years, Lou Tully was San Jose State University's one and only women's water polo head coach. Besides coaching the Spartans to 250 victories and 12 top 10 national finishes, he won another battle, a battle with cancer in 2008 and 2009. Yesterday, Coach Tully lost a second battle to cancer. We wish to remember Coach Tully and keep his family in our thoughts at this time. Please join us in honoring Coach Tully with a moment of silence. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to do Coach Tully thing first.
Welcome to the Event Center at San Jose State University, where tonight on Walton Pearson Gorgeous Mountain Conference men's basketball, featuring the visiting Aggies of UC Davis and your Spartans of San Jose State University. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by State Farm. Get to a better state, State Farm. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. Introducing first the UC Davis Aggies. Starting at guard, a 5'10" freshman.
Might have to do your keys in game. That's fine, D. Thank you.
You just tell me what's up, dog.
Junior from Goodyear, Arizona, number 3, Corey Hawkins. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Elk Grove, California, number 25.
Welcome back inside the event center on the pregame show, and some sad news coming out of the Spartan Athletic office yesterday. San Jose State University's first and only women's water polo head coach, Lou Tully, passed away on December 17th at age 70 in San Jose due to complications from cancer treatment. Mr. Tully was named the Spartans head coach in 1996 and had 250 wins to his name in 16 seasons. His teams were ranked in the top 10 nationally 12 times, and the 2001-2011 teams finished 5th in the country. A sad day for San Jose State Athletics yesterday as we lost one of the true great men in the department. Lou Tully will be very missed, and there was a moment of silence here along McPherson Court before the starting lineups were announced, but I think it is very important that we honor Mr. Tully and his loss with the cancer battle. So that being said, a very sad day for San Jose State, but games to be played, of course, as the season presses on, and he will be sorely missed. But for tonight, the Spartans are taking on the UC Davis Aggies, and now it's time for the starting lineups. And first, for the visiting UC Davis Aggies, they were 3-8 coming into this game. They are under the direction of third-season head coach Jim Less, and the starting lineup will go for Coach Less as follows. First, a 5'10", 180-pound redshirt freshman guard, Darius Graham, who averages 7.5 points per game. Second, another guard, 6'3", 195, Corey Hawkins, and the third guard is Ryan Simpkins, who is at 6'4", 195. The two forwards, well, we were expecting one forward to be their leading scorer, Josh Richard, but he's not going to play tonight. So it'll be Georgi Funteroff and also Iggy Newitch. So those two guys will be trying to balance out and pick up the scoring, which they will not have from Josh Richard, who averages 17 points a game for this UC Davis team. Now, he had missed the last two, but there was some speculation that he could play tonight, but he is not going to be playing for UC Davis. And for San Jose State, they come into this game 3-6 overall on their season, and they are under the direction of first-year head coach Dave Wojcik, and their starting lineup will go as follows. First, a 6'2" guard out of Los Angeles. It is DJ Brown, averaging 8.7 points per game. Then Jalen James, the triple-double man himself, the second guard for San Jose State, 6'3" freshman. And the third guard, Devontae Wilson, at 6'4", and the junior. So that means that possibly we won't see too much of Jaleel Williams here tonight. He's not in the starting lineup. However, he is dressed. Brandon Mitchell will get a start as a forward, the freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee. And then finally, Chris Cunningham, the lone senior on the Spartan squad at 6'9", will be their fifth starter. And Jaleel Williams, remember, he hurt himself in the first half of that Houston game. Weren't exactly sure if he was ready to go, but you heard Coach Wojcik say he's good to go. Just not in the starting lineup here this evening from the Event Center. So we'll see how much time they get him. Maybe this kind of a thing they want to ease him in to a playing role again. So Brandon Mitchell will be jumping center for San Jose State, and he will be opposed by Newich. Spartans in their home whites with the Spartans in cursive across the chest. UC Davis in the deep blue road jerseys with the gold trim down the side. And we are underway from the Event Center. As winning the opening tip-off is Funteroff, and Funteroff will give it back to his guard, Darius Graham. Tosses left side, dribbling with the right hand, and taking it from left to right is Sipkins. Sipkins back over to the left for Graham. Out to the corner for a three-point shot put up, and it's an air ball bouncing right to Chris Cunningham, who takes it away for San Jose State, and Jalen James leads it up the floor for the Spartans. Tosses to the left, underhanded now to Devontae Wilson. Wilson reverses up in between the circles where it's grabbed once more by James. James with the chest pass firmly over to the right, and it's DJ. Off of his dribble, looking for some help, and more motion around the perimeter now. Is dribbling it into the lane is Brandon Mitchell, but a whistle and a foul will be called offensively against Brandon Mitchell.
First personal, first team.
So both teams unable to score on their first possession of the game, and I know you had some keys to go over here as we start off this basketball game, Alex.
Well, Spartans really have to get off to an early start. They can't fall behind. Don't lose possessions. Value all possessions. And they got to defend. Must get the hands up, deny the open looks, take away their space.
Darius Graham leads it up again, and now it's Newich on the left side wing. They'll cycle a pass along the perimeter. A very good perimeter team is UC Davis. Darius Graham once more. Graham into the elbow on the right side. Step back jumper. Wissa hand at his face from Newich, but is no good. Too strong. Rebounded by San Jose State, DJ Brown. Again with a left-handed pass to Devontae Wilson. Puts it on the floor on the baseline left side, and a whistle is called on his attempt at the drive. And this one will go against the Aggies. And it's going to go against Ryan Sipkins, the senior at 6'4" out of Elk Grove, California. His first foul. Spartans will inbound underneath their own hoop as they travel from left to right in this first half. Jalen James gets the inbound. He gives it right back to Wilson. Fires the three from the corner, too strong. And we're still at a scoreless game, about a minute and a half into it. And a left-handed drive will end that as Corey Hawkins floats through the air and lays in the first bucket of the game. It's now 2-0. UC Davis in transition. DJ Brown with some trouble, wants a screen from Chris Cunningham. Couldn't quite get connected with that screen, so he steps around another player, gets to the circles, and hands it off to James. James, right-handed dribble around one screen to DJ Brown. Up fake from the perimeter, now puts it on the floor, dumps it off to Chris Cunningham right underneath the hoop and lays it in off the glass.
Yeah, Cunningham, the big body, clearing out the way to get an open pass.
That's what you'd like to see. You kind of forget about Chris Cunningham sometimes with all the dribble penetration the Spartans can put together with their guards, and Cunningham has had some great games. He's also had some games where he's really not been there offensively, and we'll see what we can get out of Chris Cunningham here this afternoon or this evening, as a turnover from UC Davis results in a Spartan ball underneath their own basket as UC Davis trying to thread a pass underneath the hoop, and Cunningham looked like he got a foot in the way or something, but it disrupted what Newich was trying to get and couldn't get his hands on it, so it went out of play. And the Spartans will bring it back tied 2-2. 17:45 remaining in the first. James, right-handed dribble, spins away from the defense, goes up the top of the key again and floats a pass to Wilson. Wilson to DJ Brown. Brown threads the needle between the defense, kicks it outside for a Jalen James three-point shot, no good. High for the rebound. Wilson tries to go to the rack again. His shot is no good. Cunningham denied, and a third effort for the Spartans as Cunningham gets the ball back, but a whistle is called against Chris Cunningham.
You really have to like that second effort by the Spartans. Even though that first shot doesn't go, they keep going after it, and almost a chance to get another bucket.
And that one was key against Houston in their comeback, the offensive rebounds that they were having. Most notably, I think it was Jalen James. Of course, anytime you have a triple-double, you're going to have to get some offensive rebounds, I think. But that time the Spartans very aggressive on the offensive boards. And now a bounce pass to the left side for Hawkins. Hawkins fires underneath for Newich, and he tries to drive down the lane, and he had his shot partially blocked, and it bounced and deflected out of play. Still 2-2. Some sloppy play to start off this game. 17-10 remaining in the first. Off the inbound, and it is fired outside for an NBA range three-pointer that is drilled by Ryan Sipkins. How about that from deep? And Sipkins has the first three-point bucket of this game. Spartans, I think, still trying to figure out what they want to do here offensively. There's no real rhythm for them. Lots of perimeter passing, and again, it's Devontae Wilson waiting for a screen from Brandon Mitchell. Now off of his dribble, needs some help. Lobs it back to Mitchell. Mitchell looking for some help as well. And DJ Brown pursues, gets the ball back. Between the leg dribble, asks for a screen from Mitchell, goes to the left side of it. Now to Jalen James, fires back to Mitchell. Catch and shoot three ball on the way, too strong, and it bounces up and over the top of the backboard. Spartans have started off a 1 for 7 from the field. And they are 0 for 3 from beyond the arc.
UC Davis defense trapping in, trying to get the ball handler to pressure there. Two guys slagging off on the ball handler for San Jose State.
Graham feeds left side for Funteroff. Funteroff is a freshman, but really replacing the leading scorer is now a pass underneath on a blind pass, and right there was Newich. Easy bunny, but he missed it off the front of the rim. And it's taken away by San Jose State. DJ on the right side wing, surveys, now moves to his left around the perimeter, ran into a defender, now tosses back to the right side, reversed his motion, was Brandon Mitchell underneath for Chris Cunningham, turnaround face up, hook shot, no good, and it's rebounded by the Aggies. Aggies want to run, and it's some good speed from Graham. And rifles his way into the lane, drew in the defense, sent it outside, but it was stolen away by DJ Brown. Now he wants to run in transition, goes to the right side of the lane, his lane no good, but there for the putback was Chris Cunningham. Still just really no true kind of momentum either team can get going here. It's just been misses mostly for the first part of this game. About 5 minutes into the game, it's just 5-4 in favor of the Aggies. Aggies on the free throw line. They'll send a pass out to the right side wing, and it's Newich for a three, and it's good. And that'll prompt a timeout here.
Timeout on the floor.
As it's 8-4, and it's kind of odd to say that it's just 8-4. We're about 5 minutes into this basketball game, 15-10 remaining in the first half. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Are you Rusty fighting? I'm up there in section 3, row 6.
It's like the car is in the mud. You're just like.
And guess what? They're actually Spartan fans
Ugly
because
start.
they're from Michigan. But since they're here, they're going to be Spartan fans for us tonight. So anyway, congratulations, guys. You guys have just won a free movie.
Looks like they'll get some scoring in there.
Get Jaleel in there?
Yeah, and Rashad.
You guys can actually head on over there.
Think.
There's student night every Wednesday for all movies after 6 p.m. with the student
He
night.
needs to move the ball more. He's not.
DJ?
Yeah, he does not move the ball.
All right, guys, congratulations.
San Jose State University Athletics would like to thank all the members of the Spartan Foundation for their support. Championships begin with scholarships, and every member makes a difference. Are you in? To join the Spartan Foundation or for more information, visit sjsuspartans.com and click donate or call 408-924-1218.
He's new.
And alongside me is Alex Scott, 8-4 with the Aggies on top, 15-10 remaining in the first half, and both teams are not showing too much on the offensive side for the start of this game. 2 of 9 from the field are San Jose State, and both of those are baskets that are made by Chris Cunningham right underneath the hoop, so the Spartans really haven't hit a true jump shot yet in this game. Meanwhile, the Aggies are 3 of 8 from the field, and 2 of those shots from the field that they have made are from the three-point range, and that's the real big difference. But when you look at in terms of turnovers, it's not anything great. 2 turnovers for San Jose State, 1 for UC Davis. It's just been missed shots.
It's like the car's stuck in the mud. You're trying to get the ignition going. It's just not getting fired up there.
You need to kick it into 4-wheel drive.
Exactly. Got it.
Get the right tires on there. Well, Spartans will send out some of their scorers, their 2 best scorers on the team. Jaleel Williams into the game, and so is Rashad Muhammad. And they wanted to get their scoring out there, and the Spartans have the possession moving from left to right, and the ball that was knocked out of play will remain a Spartan basketball. Underneath their own hoop on the baseline to the right side, Jalen James is the trigger man and will inbound to Jaleel Williams down the lane. He sends it back outside for Devontae Wilson. Wilson, chest pass to the left, caught with 2 hands by Rashad Muhammad, and Muhammad just hands it back off to James, who reverses it back to the center court. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Wilson, right-handed dribble between the legs, now underneath for Chris Cunningham. Makes a move, very physical, draws some contact, gets a foul, but he can't get his shot to go down. And that was a nice move by Chris Cunningham because he recognized that the defense was there, but used his size to his advantage, tried to make them move, and drew the contact so he can go to the free throw line.
One of the best things I like about this lineup that Coach Wojcik has out here is they really like to move the ball. Great ball movement by these players.
First free throw from Chris Cunningham is good. And Cunningham just 65% from the free throw line coming into tonight's game, and one of the Spartans' better free throw shooters from last year. Now he hits both of them. Spartans are 73% from the free throw line coming into this game as a team, and Cunningham hitting both of his free throws. He's got 6 points, and he's got all 6 points for San Jose State. They trail 8-6 with 14.5 to play in the first. Bouncing his way through the lane is Corey Hopkins, left his feet, tried the lay-in and dropped it down as he was fouled. Hawkins, well, we talked about him a little bit on the pregame show. I also heard about him from both the coaches. He is just a scorer, a transfer from Arizona State, 6'3", 195, averages 16.6 points per game, second on the team in that category. Now he's at the free throw line, where he is 74% on the year, and he hits the free throw and has the 3-point play. 11-6 the score. Aggies on top, and Jalen James leads the Spartans back out. Motioning the offense with his left hand, dribbles it with the right hand, crosses over, now moves from right to left along the perimeter, gives it back to Wilson. Wilson couldn't do anything with it before he had to dribble, and now Muhammad takes the possession for the Spartans. They'll back up to James along the half-court line, heels against the line, dribbles into the wing on the right side, sends it into the corner on the right, and a lob after the dribble drive from Wilson went out of the reach of Chris Cunningham and out of play. Another turnover for San Jose State. Coach Wojcik is talking with Jalen James about what he wants him to do in that instance. Isaac Thornton will check in for Devontae Wilson now. 11-6. And the Aggies with Graham, the 5'10" redshirt freshman, has the possession. Up fake from Newich. Newich puts it on the floor and stops at the free throw line before he reverses it back out along the 3-point line. And dribbling it down the lane and laying it in with some English is Corey Hopkins. How about that move? Dribbled it past one defender, used some English on the basketball to lay it in, even though it was kind of a reverse what it looked like underneath.
This is Coach Brazelton said he likes that spin move, likes to get into the lane.
He really has some speed too. I think that the Spartans didn't anticipate in that possession, as now Jaleel Williams catches on the right side wing. Before he dribbles, he's being guarded very closely by Avery Johnson. Johnson almost gave him a violation there for being guarded too closely, and now reaching in and fouling Isaac Thornton was Iggy Newich out of Perth, Australia. And he was a product of UTSA before he transferred, had to sit out last year. But Newich now will go to the bench after that foul. Spartans with a fresh shot clock and 13 minutes to play here in the first. Inbound goes to Cunningham on the left side. Catch and shoot 3-ball from Rashad Muhammad on the way and good. That's what the Spartans needed. Get a little spark here. It's just been a dull start for them. And Rashad Muhammad gives them their first 3-point bucket of the evening. They're just 3 of 10 from the field. And now a whistle away from the ball. It'll go against Jaleel Williams, and he can't believe it. But a lot of contact going on just outside the lane. Looks like Matt Pollard get ready to check in.
Yeah, him and Johnson duking it out down in the paint there.
for Chris Cunningham.
Avery Johnson, a 6'3", 180, and Julia Williams, 6'7". And on the inbound pass, another missed bunny right underneath the hoop. Clint Bosner, the 6'8" junior, was right there and couldn't put it in. He was wide open. Kind of a fortunate turn of events there for San Jose State, but a missed lapse in the defense for the Spartans, but Bosner couldn't convert on the points. 13-9, Aggies still with the lead. Rashad Muhammad on the left elbow, caught it, now backed his way along the perimeter, dribbles around one screen from Pollard. Pollard being harassed in the lane, driving down the baseline on the right and kicking it back out to Julia Williams. Was Thornton. Williams three, no good, too strong, rebounded by the Aggies. Aggies want to run. Down the right side they come into the corner, and now working it back around the perimeter on a skip pass to the near side. It is Hawkins. Hawkins right-handed dribble, now crossover, around the screen, into the paint, lobs up the floater and drops it down. Well, so we've seen Hawkins score on a jump shot, we've seen him score on a nice move down the lane and a lay-in, and now we've seen him score on a little teardrop. So it appears that Corey Hawkins has everything working here tonight so far in the early goings of this game. 11:50 remaining in the first half, 15-9. Aggies on top. James on the left receives the pass from Muhammad. Asks for a screen from Pollard. Goes right around it now. His double team had the ball poked away, almost stolen away. Tried to keep his dribble alive, but he dribbled it past the half-court line. And that'll be another turnover for San Jose State. And the Aggies will have the ball back when we return to the event center. 11:37 remaining here in the first half. Aggies with the lead, 15-9. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Loudest fans of the game, the loudest, most energetic fans, will receive a free Superior sandwich from Whitbridge at the Brand Shopping Center. That's your cue, Spartans. Let's get loud.
They missed just too many easy ones.
Yeah.
It's like we're out of toner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bui. Ryan Bui.
Whitbridge is a proud sponsor of San Jose State Athletics. Whitbridge, Superior Sandwiches. Hey students, it's another Wear It Wednesday, and every men's home game on a Wednesday.
Along with me is Alex Scott. Welcome back inside the event center where it's a 15-9 lead for UC Davis with 11:37 remaining in the first half. San Jose State 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Just 27% from the field to start off this game, and the Spartans have 2 of those shots from the field from Chris Cunningham, who leads the Spartans in scoring with a total of 6 points, and the only other shot from the field was from Rashad Muhammad, a three-pointer. Meanwhile, Corey Hawkins with 9 points. He's 4 of 4 from the field for the Aggies, who are shooting 50%. 6 of 12 to start off this first half, and they are 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. And it's been turnovers for San Jose State. 4 turnovers already in this game for the Spartans to the Davis 1 turnover, and that is another key factor where the Spartans trail in this game. However, it was also very cold shooting to start off the game. Spartans still trying to get out of that rut to start off the first part of this first half. And now another whistle on the inbound away from the basketball, and it's going to go against the big body Clint Bosner, the 6'8" junior. He only plays about 14 minutes per game, but Bosner getting more minutes now with the absence of Richard, and that'll give the Spartans the ball back with 11:21 remaining in the first. Julia Williams on the left side, dribbles with the left hand, hands it off to DJ Brown on exchange on the perimeter. Another exchange from Muhammad. Goes around the screen from Pollard, but dribbled it off of his own foot, and it's now stolen away by Bosner. Bosner up ahead, and a try for the lay-in, but a foul as Sipkins is going to the rack.
The foul is on 0 with Rashad
Muhammad with the foul, and Sipkins will go to the free throw line. You talk about turnovers there, Alex, and that's kind of a turnover that's inexcusable. You just have to be more aware of where things are and be able to dribble with space.
I mean, the UC Davis defense very active, getting into the Spartan faces, trying to get the hands in on the balls. They're really doing a good job of pressuring San Jose State's young players on the wing.
Yeah, it's been a lot of double teams, and I think teams are going to start to do that a little bit more when Jalen James and Rashad Muhammad are having these good games, and they are freshmen, trying to exploit their youth and inexperience, and so far it's worked for UC Davis in this game. Is hitting both of his free throws with Sipkins. It's now 17-9. UC Davis with the lead. Brown leads it up the floor on the right side, and it's now Wilson, and now he tosses, and the ball is poked away and stolen away by Davis, and the Aggies break out again, 3-on-2, and a lay-in with the finger roll at the other end of the floor from Lamar is good. And Coach Wojcik decides to take a timeout, and he's going to send in a whole new lineup. 4 new players coming in after this timeout. Coach Wojcik is not happy at all, and rightfully so with these turnovers. 6 turnovers so far for San Jose State, and it's now a 10-point deficit. Aggies 19, Spartans 9.
Yeah, 9 points off of those turnovers for San Jose State. Those don't happen. It's a 1-point game, 10-9.
Yeah, it's just it's frustrating sometimes, I think, because the Spartans have shown so many times when they have the ability to play turnover-free basketball, or very, very, very limited turnovers, and that's where they've shown they've shown that they can play with some big teams. But when they do commit the turnovers, it's obviously very difficult, and I think that's what's frustrating for Coach Wojcik, why he's calling for 4 new players to come onto the court. And so Dylan Alexander, Brandon Mitchell, and Isaac Thornton come back in. Chris Cunningham also, as the Spartans on the offensive possession, and now another whistle here before they can take a shot, and it was a ball that was tipped and knocked out of play. So the Spartans will inbound from underneath their own hoop with 29 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 10:41 on the first half. Isaac Thornton catches on the left side along the wing, and now walking it up is James. James off his dribble, trying to spin it down low, and again a good defensive hand down the passing lane. Corey Hawkins got in the way of that one, but couldn't rescue it from going out of bounds.
Again, these Spartan players on these inbound plays, they really need to get the feet moving, get out in curls, and get open space to get good looks.
It's just needs to be more efficient and crisp passing right now, as Dylan Alexander will inbound to Brandon Mitchell. Now over to the right side for Isaac Thornton. 3-ball, way too strong. It's an air ball, and catching it is Hawkins. Hawkins brings it up, and a nice feed underneath, right into the hands of Bosner, who lays it in underneath the basket. Good transition basketball there from the Aggies. Thornton on the right side, 21-9. San Jose State trails. Jalen James receives an exchange from Mitchell. Mitchell gives it to Dylan Alexander, and Alexander, being harassed by 2 Aggie players, turns around with it and travels with the basketball. It was both Bosner and Sipkins who kind of double-teamed Dylan Alexander, the undersized player out of the 3 of those guys, and he just couldn't do anything with it. Tried to make a pivot step and travel with the basketball. So here is Lamar to the right side. He goes. Hawkins now gets it back along the perimeter to the left side, dribbling it with the right hand and taking it around, pulling it back up for a 3-point shot on the way is Sipkins, and it's good. Boy, Sipkins hit the nice fadeaway there. 24-9. Aggies with the lead, and the Spartans trying to just get a shot away here as Chris Cunningham is double-teamed down the lane. He does get a shot away off the glass, but it was blocked and wedged against the backboard and then dropped out of play by the Aggies. Doing a good job defensively there was Avery Johnson. As the Spartans now 3 of 13 to start off this game.
Yeah, they've all been 0 of 3 from the field, 5 turnovers. UC Davis going on an 11-0 run for the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
And that's been another issue, is that the Spartans have been giving up some big runs in these games recently. Now, against Houston, they were able to put a big run themselves, but it's such a daunting task to try and come back when you give 11 points away early in a game. Now it's 24-9. And especially when you're committing 7 turnovers and you're not getting shots away because of those turnovers, it starts to become a very pressing issue, and then your offense tries to compensate by pressing even more, and that's when more turnovers come.
Oh, and then you get these 7 turnovers, 12 points. These have been easy points for UC Davis that they've been scoring.
Off the inbound, Jalen James catches, tries to shoot the 3 ball, too strong. High for the offensive rebound is Jaleel Williams. He tries to go right back to the rack. The ball goes to the floor. 3 bodies from the Aggies fall on top of it, but Chris Cunningham gets there first for San Jose State, and the Spartans regain their offensive possession. Coach Wojcik up and out of his chair, yelling out some calls to his offense as Rashad Muhammad will inbound the basketball for San Jose State.
You know, with that hard work that they're doing, they got to score in this possession right here. They got to stop the run.
You have to answer somehow and get on the score sheet. Just kind of give yourself some breathing room here. Wilson gets it on the left side and now catches it back from Jaleel Williams. Fires the 3 and knocks it down. Devontae Wilson and the Spartans really needed that bucket, and they do. It's now 24-12. Slowly try to eat away at that lead that the Aggies had built up with an 11-0 run. Right side again, a catch on the perimeter in between the circles. Johnson feeds it underneath on a bounce pass, and it's Clint Bosner laying it in. Bosner with 4 points, the junior. Muhammad holds the ball on the left hip and now dribbles with the left hand, crosses over. Good defense being guarded by Johnson. Johnson eye to eye with Muhammad, so he sends it over to the left side. It's grabbed by Wilson. Wilson gives it away to Jalen James. Backs away against the defense, and the change of the play call on the offense now. James goes to the right side. Jaleel thought about shooting the 3, did not decide to take it as he was covered very quickly by the Aggies defense. Instead, a pick and a send over to the left side for a 3-point shot from Wilson. No good, but a wide open look for him. And it's knocked out of bounds off a San Jose State player last.
Number 12, Georgie.
26-12. Spartans are 1 for their last 7 from the field. And they've had 4 turnovers in that span. 8 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first half, 26-12. Aggies are a team that averaged about 69 points per game, but their defense had been their issue because they're giving up about 79 points per game. Catch and shoot 3, top of the circle, too strong from Darius Graham, rebounded by the Spartans. James works it up to Rashad Muhammad. Muhammad in between the circles to the right side for Jaleel Williams. On the wing, and he tries to pass it to Devontae Wilson, but it's stolen away by the Aggies. And now drawing in the defense, sending it back outside of the Aggies. Funteroff with a 3-point shot, no good. Rebounded by San Jose State. Williams delays, hits the accelerator, down the lane, and on the right side, tries to go to the rack, but holding on to the ball was Avery Johnson the entire way, and it will result in another turnover for San Jose State. The Aggies will have the ball back when we return to Walt McPherson Court. 7:23 remaining here in the first half. 26-12 the score. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Tonight's Spartan Strike is presented by Colmore Cupertino and Colmore San Jose.
I don't think Jaleel wanted to get re-injure himself on that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here with my little buddy Sean here.
He's not as explosive.
Sean is 8 years old.
Yeah, he's kind of tentative right now.
Yeah.
Chances with this basketball here, and you're gonna knock these pins over, okay? And if you knock them over, you get a $25 gift card. And if you don't knock it over with the strike, and you knock it over the second time with the spare, you'll get a $10 gift card. Sound good to you? Yeah? All right, let's get back here and get started. All right, guys, let's cheer him on here for Sean. All right. Come on, Sean, we know we can do this. Come on, guys, let's give us some support here. All right, Sean, that was a very good try. Thank you for coming out here. Russ, why don't you tell us a little bit about Bowmore Lane?
The Spartan Strike presented by Baltimore takes place in every home men's basketball game, so you or your friends may have another chance to win a party at Baltimore Lanes. Baltimore is a proud partner of Spartan.
And along with me is Alex Scott. Welcome back inside the event center where the Spartans trail 26-12 to the UC Davis Aggies. A 13-3 run over the last 4 minutes and 44 seconds. for the Aggies have built up the lead that they currently have, and the Spartans in that span are 1 of 8 from the field with 5 turnovers, and in the game the Spartans have 8 turnovers overall, and that's really the biggest difference because the Aggies, Alex, have 12 points off of those turnovers.
Yeah, that is a huge key factor in this game right now. I mean, 12 points, Spartans are down by 2. Spartans are down by 2 if they don't commit those turnovers.
Sure.
So it's a close basketball game. Spartans right now, they look a little bit tentative. They're no fire right now.
They look like they haven't played in a week.
Yeah, that's true. Come on.
Yeah, a little rust could be. Not to make any excuses, of course, but you speak of those turnovers, which is difficult to try and come back after those turnovers, but also they're 4 of 18 from the field. So when they are shooting the ball, they're not knocking them down. So 22% from the field will not help with those turnovers.
I mean, you also have to credit the Davis defense slagging off, going in on the double teams, to get the ball handler, to really pressure them, force them into those turnovers. They're not giving them good looks, to take shots. And if they are, they're either too strong or too short.
Game's leading scorer is Corey Hawkins for the Aggies. He has 9 points. He's 4 of 4 from the field. Also 8 points from Ryan Sipkins. As the Aggies carry it up the floor from right to left in this half, and delaying is Graham. And he turns on the Jets, goes down the lane on the right side and lays it in. Darius Graham, who's only 5'10" with his first bucket of the night, and he also showed some speed. Talked about the speed that Hawkins had earlier. A couple of good active guards for the Aggies as Wilson has it now, and he sends it into the block on the left side for Williams. Feeds it back out for Rashad Muhammad. Drives down the lane and lays it in. And that's something that teams aren't expecting, I don't think, from Rashad Muhammad. He's really kind of built himself up as a perimeter shooter, a jump shot guy, and that time showed a nice move down the lane. 5 points for him, and now DJ Brown almost gets a turnover for San Jose State as it was knocked off of him last. The Aggies will inbound from right in front of our vantage point. Along the scorer's table, Hawkins to inbound, and he'll play catch with Graham. And they'll move it over to the right side. Bounce pass into the free throw line. Up fake and a quick move to the right side along the elbow. And they'll kick it back out for a three-pointer on the way and good from Sipkins. Wow, Sipkins has been impressive. 11 points for him, 3 threes. Muhammad takes it on the right angle, swings it back up top for Wilson. Wilson, crossover dribble now off of his dribble. Outlets again to Muhammad, 17 seconds on the shot clock, backs away from the defense of Hawkins. Hawkins eye-to-eye with him, still backing him up to the half-court line, waiting for a pick, and now finally Cunningham sets it for him, and a give and go back to Cunningham from DJ Brown, lays it in, and the foul.
And a bit of the delay, and TJ Brown playing the fake right there out on the side. Really a smart play by the Spartan point guard.
And that was some great passing from San Jose State, but even better vision, I think, from both of those players to find each other to pass that. But because DJ, I think maybe you thought last year he would have shot that ball, but he saw that the more open and higher percentage shot was for Chris Cunningham. He got it right back to him, even though he only held that ball for maybe a half second as Cunningham hits his free throw and he completes the three-point play. Now Cunningham with 9 points in the game, and he leads all Spartan scorers. It's now 31-17 in favor of the Aggies. Catch and shoot three ball in the left corner from Hawkins is no good. Battling for the loose ball and getting the rebound were the Aggies. And now a foul will be called against Jaleel Williams.
Where's your sit?
The foul is on number 2.
Jaleel Williams with his second personal foul. That's the 6th team foul for San Jose State. And at the free throw line now is Bosner. Bosner's first on the way, no good. Bosner came into this game 12 of 17 from the free throw line this year. This is his 8th start of the year in 12 games. I mentioned earlier, he only averages about 14 minutes, but with Richard missing a few games, he's been pressed into more service. And the right-handed shooter puts the second one up, no good, rebounded by Jalen James. Couple of free throw misses there. 31-17, Aggies with the lead. Muhammad on the right. Angles it back to Jaleel Williams. They'll play catch along the perimeter. Now spun underneath for Chris Cunningham. Tosses outside for DJ Brown. Catches, drives down the lane, and is fouled. That's going to go against Funterov. His first personal foul. And the 6th team foul for the Aggies. So DJ Brown will inbound. 5:20 remaining in the first half. Spartans trying to play catch up. Tossed into the backcourt, not high enough for Chris Cunningham. And Cunningham tried to reach over the top of Hawkins, and Hawkins was thrown down by Cunningham, and he fouled him.
Yeah, big body. Cunningham against a smaller card Hawkins. That's a matchup that Cunningham's going to win most of the time.
Corey Hawkins, he leapt up for that ball.
It is ruled as a player control foul.
And Cunningham, I think they were trying to determine whether that was a flagrant or not, but the intent was for him to try and go over the top and grab it, but I think just in doing that effort, he threw him down because he was over his shoulders trying to get to that ball. So a player control foul called against Cunningham. And the Aggies get it back. And that's just discipline right there. On the inbound pass, you have to find an open person rather than trying to thread the needle to a spot where maybe it's not the best option. Off of a give to the right side, spinning his way into the free throw line is Sipkins. Now a step back jumper from him from 12 feet away. No good off the front of the rim, rebounded by Jaleel Williams. Wants to run, moves it to the left side, putting it on the floor on the baseline. Is Muhammad, he throws it away right into the hands of Funterov. Funterov outlets ahead to the left side angle, and now it is a drive and a left-handed lay-in attempt by Corey Hawkins. No good, taken away by Jaleel Williams again. 31-17, about 4.5 to play. Rashad Muhammad, high arcing three on its way, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson underhands again for Muhammad. Right back to Wilson, right-handed dribble drive, and his shot is partially blocked as it goes up to the rim, taken away by the Aggies. They want to run again. Outletted to the corner on the right side, three-point shot put up, and another miss from Sipkins. Lots of misfires. Now a 2-on rush is being led by Muhammad. He draws some contact and the foul as he tried to lay it in with his back turned to the hoop. He at least will go to the free throw line on that nice effort. 31-17.
Very skillful with his body. He knows how to get the defender into foul trouble very easily.
Well, I think that's even more evident when he's shooting the three ball. He kicks that leg out and draws some contact. How many times this year have we seen him get fouled shooting a three? It's something that is not easily learned, but once you do, very effective. So Rashad Muhammad at the free throw line now, who's the best free throw shooter on the team at 83% coming into this game. Had the 21 points against Houston. His first free throw is good.
Learning how to control your body position is always going to be that ace in the hole for any great player.
Well, the fact that he already has that as a freshman, I think, just helps tremendously because not only will it help him progress over his Spartan career, but it'll help players that are playing with him to watch that and learn what he does to try and get better at it, as the second free throw is also good. 7 points for Rashad Muhammad. He's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. The Spartans now applying the full court press, and a foul will be called away from the ball on the inbound. Jalen James takes that foul, his first personal, the 8th team foul.
8th team foul.
And Coach Wojcik not happy.
Number 2.
31-19 the score. Not the start the Spartans wanted. They're 6 of 22 from the field, 27%. Aggies are 50% from the field, 12 of 24. First free throw on its way, and it is good from Darius Graham. Now Graham with 3 points in the basketball game. He is the only member of the team to start every game this season. And Graham hits his second free throw. Now, Hawkins has started every game he's played in, which is 11 out of their 12. But Graham the only player to start all 12 games. James plays catch with Jaleel Williams in the front court, now drives in, swings it back out for DJ Brown. He catches and shoots the three, but before he shot that ball, a foul is called against Jalen James offensively. Jalen James with 2 quick fouls here, and the Spartans are in some trouble, 33-19, and another timeout Here from the Event Center, 3:59 remaining. Here in the first half, you're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Fans under the age of 12, don't forget to sign up for the Junior Spartans program, powered by Kaiser Permanente. The Junior Spartans program provides kids 12 and